Hi friends, we are in the Panchavarnam studios, the beautiful ambience surrounded by saris, and we are going to have a conversation about saris and costumes. They complement each other, I'm sure. And we have with us two wonderful dancers, Radhe Jaggi and Christopher Guruswamy. Both of them passed out of the world renowned Kalakshetra Foundation, Chennai. Hi, welcome to the show. Thanks for accepting the invitation.
Thank you for having us.
So I start with Radhe. Wearing saris is a tradition in our South India particularly, but in many states. So when did you feel it is an important attire for you as a woman before becoming a dancer or after becoming a dancer?
I started dancing in Kalakshetra when I was 16. So depending on your understanding of that. But I started wearing saris because in Kalakshetra either you're in a dance sari or when you're not dancing you're in a full sari. You could wear a half sari, a davani. And somehow at that age, though now I feel like I missed out, at that age the skirt and the davani didn't really appeal to me. And so I went straight into wearing saris. I don't know that it's important to do it at such a young age, but I think as Indians and the kind of rich cultural heritage we come from, and I don't just mean music and dance, but even the weaving traditions that we have across the country, how can you not want to be a part of that?
So basically, even in your younger days, you had a natural liking for saris.
Yes, definitely.
Do you feel complete? Is that a sense of completeness in you when you wear a sari as a woman?
I don't think my clothes have ever defined how I feel, but I'm very comfortable in a sari. I don't think I've ever felt it's something to dress up for. Saris have never been occasion wear for me. It was everyday wear. The days that I had to wear it, I wore it. The days that I didn't. But thankfully, at least so far, my clothes have not defined the way I am, and I hope it stays that way.
So how serious are you in choosing a sari for a particular event? Maybe not a dance event, otherwise.
Saris have been for many years now my go-to outfit. I don't even think anymore about do I have a nice salwar kameez. It doesn't even come into my head. Yes, of course, based on the event, if it's more of a formal event, not a dance-oriented event, but more of a business-oriented event, then you choose a sari that's more suited to that space. Of course, it's a wedding, you wear different kinds of colors. If you wear it on stage, there's a whole other set, and I'm sure we'll go into that, there's a whole other set of requirements based on the weather. But most of the time, it's just based on what I feel like wearing.
Yeah, just choose one, the best you feel
just
on that day.
What I feel like wearing on that day.
As a dancer, what kind of costumes do you prefer to design? Glossy, rich or simple, or it depends on the particular show?
It depends on the show, definitely. I think most dancers, at least I have some gradient of costume. So we have kanjivarams that are full of gold, big borders and maybe buttas through the whole sari. And then we also have very, very simple, even if not kanjivarams, maybe an arani silk or maybe tribhuvanam, which has a slightly smaller border, maybe less, the thread itself is less thick and less shiny. So it reacts differently to the light. Because if you're dancing in a small space, you can't wear like a bridal kanjivaram and perform. It doesn't suit the space. Sometimes it also depends on what pieces you're doing. If you're doing very quiet pieces, then you choose colors that are more suited for that. You can't wear a bright green and red and do a very, calm and, very slow movement kind of thing. But you can do it if you're doing a sprightly javli or something, then you can wear it.
So saris do help in the success of a recital. They play an important role.
I wouldn't say important, but they definitely play a role. I think it would be foolish to say that they play no role. Definitely the costume has some impact on how the audience receives the performance.
Christopher, your call on that?
No, I agree. I think, like she said, in the middle of COVID and things like that, I don't touch my saris because I haven't performed. I prefer to wear cottons and stuff like that because it's more comfortable. And I think your costume is important for the first 10 minutes of a kacheri. After that, then it becomes completely irrelevant what you're actually wearing. And like Radhe said, I think some colors work for some things. I'm quite particular about what I wear, but at the same time, it has to fit the items that I'm doing. I think that's it's not important, but it's my aesthetic, and I think that's one thing I've imbibed from going Kalakshetra and being part of the dance company with Ilaka is aesthetic, and building aesthetics is very important in building your perspective. It's not a hindrance to wear a nice costume in a performance.
And there has been a great evolution in designing of costumes over the years. So, the past, there have been only few artisans, and I am sure no dancer could ever get their costumes on time. So, and there have been evolution, and even for a Margam, the costumes are designed in a different way. So, do you think they are distracting the attention of the viewers from the dance, some designs, or they are fine?
Today, costumes are very much a representation of that dancer's aesthetic. It's not like there are of course some people who design costumes, and if you go to them, that's different. But if you're going to a tailor and you're getting a costume made, which is how most people do it, not everybody, but most people do it like that, then your costume is very much a reflection of who you are. Because what kind of colors you choose, what kind of combination, how you keep the fan, how loose your pajama is, how tight your pajama is, all of these are things that you have told the tailor or you have designed, for lack of better word, with the help of the tailor. So, it can be distracting, but it's not, I think it's very much a reflection of who you are. So if you're okay with it, then that's the way
sometimes
to go.
it happens that you have to leave it to the designer.
There are people who design costumes for classical dances, and some people who either are not so invested in their own design process or would trust the aesthetic of a designer more, because the designer is not just doing whatever they want, they're looking at you and designing for you. Then it works for some people. And I think also there's so much that dancers do by themselves. For whatever reason, we are not in that place where, you have a manager who takes care of this, you have a financial person who takes care of this, you have a stage manager. We're not there yet. As a dancing community, we're not quite there yet. And so if you can at least give your costume design to somebody else, I'm sure it's a big relief for a lot of people. But for Christopher, I'm very happily speaking for Christopher, but for me, and I'm sure for Christopher, we're so particular about the shade, the shade of this sari versus that. We've gone and looked at green saris for a long time and been like, this green is better than this green, and it's a minute difference, but it matters to us. So it depends on how much you're willing to invest in your costume.
Offbeat costumes you prefer? You don't mind offbeat costumes, like different?
I think it's personal preference. I think that,
I mean, you don't mind if somebody has designed it for you, you don't mind wearing it and performing. Of course, obviously, you have to like it, but still. How rigid or how flexible you are?
No, I've been in situations where I've been given a costume, you have to wear it, you just have to wear it, there's no choice. And that's one thing, but I think the beauty of being a soloist or doing solo Margam is that you don't have to do that. But at the same time, I think that you also have external influences. Like I have friends who will suggest colors to me that I would never have thought of, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I could try that. And I think that sometimes that outside circle starts to seep in. I have very, very good friends who I discuss costumes with a lot, and I know that our tastes have evolved, and I know that there are costumes that I look at that I'm like, I would have never worn that 3 years ago, but then your taste changes. I think as far as costumes being a distraction, I think that's what costumes are. I don't think that a costume is a distraction. You can hide the good, you can hide the bad, they're not meant to be, I don't know how to say it, but you know what I mean? Like, they're not supposed to they should make everything better, But I don't think you can judge someone by the choices that they make in their costume.
Yeah, of course, you can't judge a performance with the costume.
Yeah, I think that it's a very, very, I mean, though it's something I care about, it's also a very minute detail at the end of the day. If I had to do a kacheri tomorrow and I had one sari, I'd wear it anyway. It wouldn't really, at that point in time, I think, yeah.
In many concerts, I've seen obviously there is a costume change and it's a margam. So I just wanted to know whether the costume change is to break the monotony of the viewers, or even the dancer feels a fresh start after the first half when they change the costume. Does it work that way?
No, I think this culture of changing costumes also came when programs were a little longer. So
Yeah,
if you're
obviously.
dancing for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, you sweat so much
Perspiration,
more
yeah.
that you need to have a change. It is definitely a fresh look for the audience. It's like a new, you finish a Varnam and everything. But also if you look at the Margam, the color of the Margam changes. So the first half you're doing a lot of, if you start with Alari Pujati Swaram, then you do a Varnam and there's a lot of Nritta and it's very fiery almost.
Yeah.
And then when you start doing Padams and Javalis, yes, the pieces are fiery, but the dancing is not,
Subtler than
it's a little subtler,
Subtler than,
yes.
yeah.
So then if you're fully drenched and, saris change color, then you changing gives you that little one more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that it gives you a fresh start as a dancer, because once the program starts,
viewers they get a fresh
the
look of the
I think
dancer.
it's more
maybe.
for the viewers than for the dancer.
When I toured against Spanda Dance Company, we used to do costume changes, and I hated it. I hated knowing that I had to change costume, because for me, once I started, I just want to finish. I mean, I love talking about sari, I love talking about costume, but fact is, halfway through putting a costume on, I'm so tired, I can't be bothered. The thought of after Varnam, changing a Veshti costume especially, it takes 10 minutes. Like, it's not easy work to change a costume. So I don't know if it might be pleasant for the audience. I don't know how pleasant it is for the dancer. I can't imagine doing it.
Actually, in the dance company, I don't mind changing in the middle of a program, because there are so many of you, and so you change when somebody else is on stage, and there's so much to dancing that once you put on the costume, you don't want to think about it again. So when it's a solo performance, you put it on, everything is set. Now I'm only interested in the dance.
Yeah.
I don't want to break it and come back and fix it. And then what if when you're tying the sari, it pulls in a place. You don't have that luxury of time in the middle of a program.
You decide when it is solo, and in a group it happens. You have to change.
Yeah.
Basically, all classical dances, you portray the symbolism is always there within. So, is it really necessary to design your costume to portray a particular character, or you can have your astas and mudras? They are good enough to portray any character.
I think that's one of the challenges. I think I remember one program where I had to play, one of my pieces was a conversation between Ravana and Hanuman, and I was wearing a costume that was purple, pink and orange, and those are not colors you associate with either character. But at that point, again, the costume becomes immaterial. Like, I don't think it's important. Having said that, I know that for me, when I know that my kacheri is a little bit more Vishnu item based, I might wear a blue, because I think that suits that.
That's quite symbolic. It's not,
It makes sense in my head. I don't know if it makes sense to the audience, but for me, it's
If
just,
they can
it's
understand,
another
it makes
layer of-
sense.
Yeah. I think about stuff like that, but again, at the end of the day, I don't think it matters. I mean, you really, especially when you watch senior artists perform, you might look at their costume for like all of a minute, and when they start dancing, they could be wearing a potato sack, and you'd still sit there in the same kind of, awe. So I don't know how important.
That is the challenge, and also the beauty of a solo performance, though, is that you stop seeing what the dancer's wearing, how they're doing this, how they're doing that. You start seeing the character. And so the costume is all important up until you wear it. Once you've worn it, you just have to put it away. That day you decide you're going to wear this costume and you tie it and something, and you don't like it, you don't like the color, you don't like something, it doesn't matter. You put it on now, you get on stage, and then you just don't think about it. So what color my costume is does not define whether I can show the Devi or Shiva or anything better than if I was wearing another costume. Plus, I better be able to show it in a really old sweaty dance saree with the same level of beauty and involvement as if I'm wearing the most beautiful saree in the world.
So lovely conversing, and now we have a rapid fire round. Ready?
Who? Which one of us is first? Me?
Christopher.
Christopher? Fine.
Are we doing 1, 2?
No.
Then you have
One.
time to think.
An asset to your dance, your style or your looks.
I'd say my style.
If you were discouraged by the first 3 teachers you approached for dance, would you have continued your pursuit or change your line?
For sure. I will continue anyway.
What do you enjoy portraying the most? Imaginary characters or living and lived characters?
Imaginary characters.
Female dancers have more choices of sarees for costumes. Agree? Disagree?
Completely disagree. Anything we have more. Or I have more because I don't cut them up.
You draw your inspiration more from male dancers, female dancers.
I don't look at dancers as male or female.
You need to say A or B.
Female.
An offer to you. Become a dance teacher for a mammoth sum, but you can't perform. Accept, reject.
Reject.
If Christopher was not a dancer, what would he have become? Banker or a doctor?
Banker because I'm not smart enough to be a doctor.
The best thing you like in Panjavarnam studio, the ambience or the furnitures?
The ambient.
Thank you. Now Radhe. In case of a conflict in choosing a saree for an event between you and your better half, your choice prevails, his choice prevails.
Mine, of course.
For a particular show, you have no say on your costume. Would you forget it or dwell on it?
Forget it.
Good. What do you enjoy more? Outdoor performance, indoor performance?
Outdoor.
You draw your inspiration in your lifestyle from friends, teachers.
Teachers.
If you chose to be a musician, what would you have become? Instrumentalist or percussionist?
Ooh. Percussion.
Thank you.
My talam is very bad, but I learned mridangam for 4 years, so hopefully I would have gone in that
Yeah.
direction.
If you are offered a role in a movie, would you like to do a romantic character or a powerful negative character?
Powerful negative character.
If Radhe was not a dancer, she would have become teacher or costume designer.
Costume design.
Panjavarnam has wide range of sarees for costumes, yes or no?
Yes.
Thank you. And thanks once again for having come here. It was really good fun conversing with you. And it made sense also, I thought.
Thank you for saying that.
We again thank them. Now we are going to take a round of the studio with Christopher Guruswamy and Radhe Jaggi.